that's what you get. Messing with the wrong captain. Good morning. It's Wednesday, April 7th, 1982, the small hours. It's 3 AM. We are just north of Scotland. And we are intercepting a Russian, I don't know what you call it, a wolf pack? Not entirely sure what you call a gaggle of Russian nuclear submarines, but we're intercepting them. Intel reports that these Ruskies are on the way to intercept the British task force that is currently this very moment steaming south towards the Falkland Islands or the Maldives, depending on your perspective. The Russians are intent on doing some harm to the British task force, and our mission is to stop them from causing that harm. We know that there are at least 2 cruise missile carriers, and Intel believes there's between 2 to 3 times as many escorts, so we could be looking at 8 boats here. We're in a difficult place. We're in a skipjack, and this is going to be a tough mission. But those limeys, those Brits, they're counting on us. Except they don't even know what's happening. They don't even know that there's an engagement taking place north of Scotland. As far as they're concerned, the Russians are strictly neutral in this conflict. This is between Argentina and the United Kingdom. Well, let's get to it, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, not in Los Angeles, we're going to be in the Skipjack today. Let's hit accept. Hey, we're in the Shark. Fantastic. SSN 591. I am going to go ahead and just reconfigure the loadout a little bit. I think Commander would be okay with us having another Moss on board, because 8 Russian submarines. I mean, hey, we've done it before in a Skipjack, but this is a little different. This is shallower water. Let's get to it, because I want to get stuck in. This might be a long video, so if you need a snack, you need a coffee, you need a tea, you need a beer, a tequila, a water, or energy drink, whatever you need, I would grab it now, because at the very beginning of this mission, I likely won't be able to get much speaking done, because hopefully we'll be detecting bad guys. Let's jump in.
Con, sonar, new contact bearing.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Oh, there we go. Hello.
Con, sonar, new contact bearing. 3, 4, 8. Designated Sierra 2.
Ooh.
Con, sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as submerged submarine.
Oh, wow.
Con, sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as submerged submarine.
That is a real stroke of luck. Looks like
sonar, new contact bearing. 3, 5, 1. Designated Sierra 4. Con,
okay.
sonar, Sierra
Wow.
4 is classified as submerged submarine. Con, sonar, new contact bearing. 3, 3, 1. Designated. Come left 2, 2, 6, 5. Helm I.
That's 5 so far. And what is that? Okay,
Con,
Victor
sonar,
3.
Sierra 5 is classified as submerged submarine.
6. Alright. Some of these may be surface contacts, but
Con, sonar, lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing. 3, 3, 8. Contact faded.
okay. Alright, well, 7 contacts, so that's we think 2 primary targets and 5 escorts. Did I get that right, or was it just 6? I'm not sure. Alright, I think what I want to do is... yeah, I wonder if they're coming towards me? That's not good. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and drop my depth to 700 feet, and I'll be right back when there's something more interesting to report.
Make depth 600 feet. Dive I.
That wasn't it. Well, I'm not entirely sure what they're doing, but whatever they're doing it in a way that is
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 5. Last
a
bearing
little
3, 2, 5.
closer
Contact
to me.
faded.
I have I've got targets that are right here, so I think I'm going to go ahead and start to engage at this distance. I know hell's going to break loose as soon as I do this,
Dive at 700 feet. Dive
but I'm
by.
okay with that. Okay, here goes nothing.
Shoot 2-4. Aye, sir. Con, fire control. We've lost the wire.
Let's set this one a little further.
Con
Okay.
sonar regained contact on. Con sonar launch transient from Sierra
I
5.
am gonna get
Come left
out of
to
here.
2, 1.
This
6,
is a little
L
shallower
5.
over here, but I don't think that's gonna
Make
matter too
turns for
much.
1, 5.
Get a moss
knots.
loaded. Okay,
Maneuvering
check my
on.
depth. Plenty of depth here. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna let the
Maneuvering. Making turns for
torpedo
1,
tube 4 go
5
live.
knots.
So I think if there's anything close, I want to pick it
Con,
up.
helm, steady course.
And in fact, let's actually be a little aggressive here. Let's just do that. And let's
Make
go.
turns for 30 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Let's firewall it. Okay, so now we're going to end up probably just sniping at the bad guys from distance. There's plenty of targets to go around, which is interesting. But yeah, I know that I've been fired upon. I really want to get out of the way.
Con,
But let's-
fire control. We've lost the wire.
Let's see what happens. So that moss might be useful. You know, might be. So yeah, I'm gonna skip forward just a little
Con
bit.
sonar lost contact. Sierra 5.
We've lost them all
bearing
now.
3, 2, 5. Contact
Just-
faded.
Skip forward just a little bit, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, yet more firing upon me. All right, here goes. I'll be back in a jiffy. Okay, the first enemy torpedoes have gone active. I can't detect them right now, but I'm getting pinged from. Well, I
Con
guess my
sonar noisemaker bearing 3,
my-
4,
my
5.
4 o'clock position. I'm going to go ahead and drop my speed to 20 knots so I
Make
can get
turns for 20 knots.
a
Maneuvering
torpedo
aye.
out. Oh, I got
Con
one.
sonar new contact
Yay.
bearing 3,
Okay.
4. Con maneuvering. Making turns for 20 knots.
No idea what that is.
Shoot 2-4.
Torpedo on the
Con
way.
sonar noisemaker bearing 3, 4, 6.
Okay, these 2 torpedoes may be soaked up by the wreckage of this thing, but I'm going to just keep it running at
Con
20
sonar
knots.
noisemaker bearing 3, 4,
Right.
5.
Actually going to fire another one in this direction. Let's go 2,500 yards.
Con,
What-
torpedo room, tube 6 ready.
I want it to run 2.5, 3.
Sonar new contact bearing 3, 5, 3. Designated Sierra 9.
Want it to run 2.5, 3,000 yards because if it goes active and points back towards me, I have a chance of avoiding it.
Con
Okay.
sonar noisemaker bearing 0, 0, 1.
There's a lot of calamity going on up there. Right,
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 4 bearing 0, 0, 9. Make turns for 3,
Right, let's put my speed back up to flank. We have this one here is potentially dangerous. In fact, to be fair, they all are.
Con sonar noisemaker bearing 0, 1, 8.
It's like intel was wrong. That's 8, 9 contacts at least. I can't identify what these things. Oh, I can go. I suppose that might be a Charlie
Con
too.
sonar noisemaker bearing 0, 2, 7.
Oh, what the heck is this? I think I can see a line here and a line. I don't know. I'm not going to try and guess what that is.
Con, torpedo room, tube 5 ready.
Con
Seems a little-
sonar noisemaker bearing 3, 5, 1.
Seems a little close. Now the closeness is fine. Our crew will
Con
eventually.
sonar noisemaker bearing 360.
We'll eventually detect what that is, which is right now that they don't know. That's one victim. Ooh,
Maneuvering, making turns for 30 knots.
he was close. That's very close. It's worryingly close. Right. This thing's gone active. Please don't detect this sunken submarine. Just detect something else. There's a good chap. There's a lot going on out there. A lot of torpedoes coming my way, and this feels a bit like a wheeze.
Sonar, Sierra 8 is classified as submerged submarine.
Okay, there we go. It's actually
Sonar lost contact. Sierra 6, last bearing 028. Contact breaking up.
it's a Sierra.
Sonar lost contact. Sierra 7, last bearing 012. Contact breaking up.
Sierras are very bad news. They've got USIT 80 torpedoes that are wire guided, so he can.
Sonar, torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Bearing 013.
Alright, that's to my north. I'm turning away from it. Let's go ahead and straighten up. I've knuckled it.
Sonar lost contact.
Con, knuckle formed.
Same again. It might be on the very edge of its detection, and the knuckle might keep me safe. Might. A lot of mights here.
Con, knuckle formed.
This is, if this works, I'm very lucky.
Con, knuckle formed.
There's something else sinking there. Yep, I got another victim.
Sonar, noisemaker, bearing 02.
Con, knuckle
I
formed.
think that's the torpedo that detected me. So let's go
Sonar,
ahead and
noisemaker, bearing 011.
Con, knuckle formed.
let's move directly away from that. I think he's turning away, so okay.
Sonar regained contact on Sierra 8, bearing 026.
Con, knuckle formed.
We may have avoided that.
Sonar lost contact. Sierra 8, last bearing 025. Contact is in the baffles. Sonar regained contact on Sierra 1, bearing 012.
We may have
Sonar lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 014. Contact faded.
Okay, we may have avoided that torpedo, but there's lots of them around me, so I'm going to drop my speed down to
Turns for 20 knots.
20 knot.
Back
20 knots again,
maneuvering aye.
and get some more torpedoes out.
Turns for 20 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Shoot 2-4. Aye, sir. Con, fire control, we've lost the wire. Con, fire control, we've lost the wire.
Okay, another victim. Okay, that looks like it's 3, 4 so far. Not bad. We are spamming torpedoes though, and that's a good thing. Okay, we're actually doing pretty good. I'm being quite aggressive here. But my kitty cat has decided he needs to leave the room, having fought to get into the room, so I'm going to go ahead and pause for a second, and I'll be back when I've got a better idea about what the cat wants to do. Well, this could be a very long video if I didn't pause that, right? Back. Okay, cat is now safely tucked away somewhere else, and I'm going to pour one out. Sounds. I don't know how well the noise cancelling works, but the sounds of the family doing family things in the other room. Let's go ahead and pour one out for those lost souls aboard those submarines. I have taken out 3
Con, torpedo room, tube 5 ready.
cruise missile submarines so far, and that's very good news. They were probably my primary target, and 1 escort. Now there are other submarines out there. I can't detect them right now, but that's okay. So let's take a swig of this drink. So now we have a moment. Let me talk about my plan here. What's been the most successful against multiple submarine targets? is keep moving. They will eventually detect you, and it's better to know that you're going to get detected by moving swiftly than to be caught kind of doing 5 knots. Oh, that's bad news. I'm going to be doing 5 knots and have to accelerate. I'm going to crank my speed up to
0 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Oh, you know what? Let's be aggressive. I'm actually
Come
going to
right
head.
3, 1, 5.
Yeah,
Hell
already
aye.
turning. I'm going to head
Con,
north,
torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
northwest. And I think just to be
Make turns
safe,
for 2, 0.
because I've got
Make
them,
turns for
go ahead and
2,
fire
0
a
knots.
moss.
Maneuvering aye.
Okay. Right. So anyway, my plan here with this torpedo, there's a chance it's going to pick me up. And I
Con, hell. Make turns
Don't-
for 3, 0 knots. Maneuvering aye.
don't really want to be caught with my pants by my ankles, so to speak. So this moss might help, depending on the quality of this this torpedo. It may be a USET 8, maybe not. I am actually way too close. I should have checked the range. I'm going to run from it and hope that it detects the moss. Okay, this may spoil plans. Going back to what I'm trying to say with my plan. My plan is to keep moving. Try not to get boxed in by torpedoes, and that's quite difficult to do when there's multiple submarines, because they may not know your precise location, and they can't easily share information, but they'll fire at where they think you are or where they think you're going. And so it's quite easy to have torpedoes ahead of you, kind of waiting for you to arrive. What was that?
Con, torpedo room, tube 6 ready.
As well as torpedoes kind of chasing you. So, keep moving.
Maneuvering. Making turns for 3, 0 knots.
Slow down and occasionally fire at them and try and keep them guessing as to where you are. Now, I really need this torpedo here to detect this
Con
moss.
sonar.
There we go.
Noisemaker bearing 0, 3, 1.
So I guess it's probably a poor quality torpedo. It's maybe under 1,000 yards was its detection range. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to my second plan, which was to be heading northwest. Let's go ahead and do that.
Come right to 3, 0, 3.
Oh, the
Hell
target's
aye.
out there. I'm going to drop my speed to... Actually, I'm going to go ultra quiet
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
and see if we can pick anything up.
Back emergency. Maneuvering aye.
It's be really tough on the submarine here.
Con sonar regained contact on. Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Okay,
Con sonar.
so...
Con maneuvering. Making turns for 5
moment of
knots.
truth.
Con sonar regained contact on. Sierra 7 bearing 0, 3, 4.
Okay, so what's around us? So we have a Victor 3
Con
up
sonar
here.
new contact bearing
wow.
0, 0, 9. Designated Sierra 1, 0. Con sonar regained contact on. Sierra 8 bearing 0, 2, 6. Con sonar new contact bearing 0, 3, 5. Designated Sierra 1, 1. Con sonar regained contact on. Sierra 3 bearing 0, 4, 0. Con sonar noisemaker bearing 0, 3, 4.
That
Con
looks like...
sonar Sierra 1, 1 is cavitating.
That looks like 3 Sierras are chasing me, and that is
Con sonar new contact bearing 0, 3, 2. Designated Sierra 1, 2.
not what I would be expecting. Okay, so this torpedo chasing this moss is
Con
going to...
sonar noisemaker bearing 0, 3, 1.
Gonna spook these guys. I need to get some
Con sonar noisemaker bearing 0, 1, 3. Con sonar noisemaker bearing 0, 3, 3.
there's a lot going on out here.
Con
I've-
sonar noisemaker bearing 0, 3, 7.
Yeah, at least these guys are moving at speed, so they can't detect me right now. There's a lot going on here. I'm supposing that they're evading torpedoes, in which case hats off to the Mark 48. It's a wonderful weapon.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 0, 3,
Heck.
1.
Is this thing... Are we right on top of
Con
this?
sonar, Sierra 1, 2 is classified as submerged submarine.
Okay, so what happened there was my crew
Con
identified...
sonar regained contact on Sierra 4, bearing 0, 3, 1.
They identified this pretty much as soon as we detected it. There's another one here. Good grief, how many submarines are there?
Con sonar, Sierra 4 is cavitating.
How many
Con
Sierras are
sonar,
there?
Sierra 1, 3 is classified as submerged submarine.
These guys are getting a little close. I wish I could detect a few more torpedoes, but I just have to get... Wow. So we've taken out 5, and
Con
it's,
sonar, noisemaker bearing 0, 3, 1.
looks like there's 8 left. 2.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 0, 4, 4.
Huh.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 0, 3, 3.
That would make sense, I suppose.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 1, 3, last bearing 0, 6, 2. Contact faded.
I don't think they have any idea where we are, which is very nice. I think I want to send a torpedo out though, and keep the wire on it. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's send it. It's 4,000 yards. It may still detect this.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 0, 3, 3.
This moss. So let's move it a little bit further. Okay, there we go.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 1, 0, bearing 0, 1, 4.
Dogleg this round and head it west. That's probably going to spook the bad guys, but if I can reach up here and attack something, that'd be very useful. Meanwhile, because I'm traveling so slow and they're traveling so quick, they can't detect me. That will not last forever. This guy's threatening me. He's getting close enough to make me concerned. If I start this torpedo's attack run from a different direction than where I'm at, that's going to be very useful. It's got 1,000 yards away. Now his torpedoes have a range of, I think, 2,000
Con
yards.
sonar lost contact. Sierra 9, last bearing 0, 1, 1.
3,000
Contact
yards.
faded.
Okay, so I got to get this
Con
thing at...
sonar, noisemaker bearing 0, 4, 4.
I've got to get it another 1,000, 1,500 yards away before I can really let it loose, because if he fires upon this, the direction of this torpedo...
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 0, 4, 5.
he's going to be able to detect me. Or his torpedo sensor suite, the Seeker will know where I am. Let's angle this around a little bit. Just 32,000 yards away, unfortunately.
Come left to 269, helm aye.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 0, 3, 5.
Maybe turning towards my torpedo. There we go. A bit suspenseful here because he's perilously close. He can't detect. He can now detect me. Okay, let's start my attack run.
Con, helm, steady course.
Life's too short.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 1, 2, last bearing 0, 4, 0. Contact breaking up.
I gotta get this guy. Because if he fires upon me, I'm in trouble. Thankfully, he's 5,000 yards
Con
away.
sonar lost contact. Sierra 1, 0, last bearing 0, 1, 2. Contact faded.
Gotta trust the Mark 48. He's heading right towards the sensor cone of the Mark 48, but that, something's just picked me up. Right, he's firing upon something. Okay, So hopefully he's firing upon the direction of this torpedo. Turn it a bit
Con,
more.
fire control,
There we go.
weapon acquired.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 3. Con sonar, regained contact on
Sierra
3.
3.
1, 0, bearing 0, 1, 4.
Okay, so this November may be firing upon this, in which case that's put me in immediate danger. So let's crank up to 15 knots.
1-5 knots. Maneuvering eye.
I'll go ahead and turn away from the Sierra. I don't really like being quite
Come left to 197.
so close to this guy. Let's turn
Con,
this
fire control, weapon acquired.
turn this torpedo to active. Gives me a better idea of where he is. That the wire will transmit the sonar signal back to me. Okay,
Con
there we go.
sonar, noisemaker, bearing 0,
Let's take a look. This guy has a big shark mouth. He's gone. Dang.
Con, helm, steady course.
I know why he's gone. It's because he's in my baffles. Dangerous idea to do this.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 0, 5, 4.
Come left to 109. Helm
Really don't want to get. There he is. Okay.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 0, 1, 5.
I'm manually going to steer my torpedo.
Con sonar, regained contact on Sierra 1, 0.
Suppose it has a
Con, fire
camera.
control, weapon
There we
acquired.
go. Okay. So this is the Sierra. That bad boy. Now I'm guessing that that's a sonar there, but I don't think they had to make it into a shark mouth.
Steady course.
It's gonna be an X Sierra.
Con sonar,
Kaboom.
lost
Okay.
contact. Sierra 1, 0.
Another one
Last
bites the
bearing,
dust.
0.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Let me see.
Con sonar, regained contact
Yeah,
on
see.
Sierra 1, 1.
He
Bearing
was-
0, 4, 1.
He was pretty close. There's a torpedo out here somewhere. I don't see it. Victims here. Okay.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 0, 3, 8. Con sonar, regained contact on Sierra 4, bearing 0, 3, 8.
I'm
Con
still
sonar, regained contact on Sierra 3, bearing 0, 4, 7.
running ultra quiet, and we still have at least one Sierra out there. There's an Alpha, a Victor 3 here as well. If I could slink away, I would, but I don't think they're going to let me. Oddly
Con
enough.
sonar, noisemaker, bearing 0, 4, 6.
Anything detect me right now? I don't think so. Might be sensible to get another torpedo out, I think. Yeah, okay, there we go. So he's firing upon that. So let's get my torpedo to go here
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
and put it behind me. Right, let's see. What's this thing's vector? Here. I think that was the November that fired upon me, so that's a set 65, but it's still
Come right to.
still going to be dangerous. Let's go up to 15 knots.
1-5 knots.
I'm going to be more
Maneuvering eye.
audible to the bad guys, but we may have to send this. Yeah, I'm actually going to do.
Con, maneuvering. Making turns for 1-5 knots.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 4, last.
Con, helm, steady course.
I'm going to let this torpedo run out to 2,000 yards and then go active. It's far enough away from me that I won't have to worry too much about it turning around and biting me. But if I have to go to flank speed to avoid a torpedo, I'm able to do that without really ruining my plan of getting engaged by disengaging. If we get a better reception of this Victor, he's moving quickly. Yeah, 30 knots. 7,000 yards though.
Con, torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
Still 4,000 yards away from this approaching torpedo. I'm going to make torpedo 1 live and just have it run out like in a straight line. That's going to help. I don't propose to move my speed up right now, but I'm getting close to... yeah, I think I need to. This is... oh, he's right at my depth too. Yeah, that's me in the background. Okay, run up. Blank speed.
Make turns for 30 knots. Maneuver
I'm likely to lose the
Con,
wire.
Fire control, we've
There we
lost
go.
the wire.
Con
That-
sonar lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 030. Contact faded.
That's okay. This thing is threatening me. So I got to get out of its way. Right, I'll take a swig, and I don't want to accelerate time, so I'm going to pause the video, and I'll be right back when we get a bit more information about what's happening with this approaching torpedo. Good news, we took out Sierra 11, that Victor 2 it turned out. He pretty much walked straight into my torpedo. I think he was cracking on at 30 odd knots.
Con sonar noisemaker bearing 005.
This is where the November is, I believe. So I've got a torpedo out, kind of to head in that direction. But it may end up tackling the Sierra over here. I turned away again. I turned towards the Sierra and then turned away because this might be a USET 80, and if it is, it's got 3,000 yard detection range, and I'm within that range right now. But I don't think it is. It would surely have picked me up. Maybe. Meanwhile, this torpedo's a wire guided, and I'm going to send it in. I've got another target behind me that's not done much, and an Alpha up here as well. The biggest threat right now
Noisemaker bearing 002.
is Sierra 13, which I don't know where that is. So, I mean, it's still pinging me, which means it's clearly a distance away. So yeah, this November is somewhere over here. There it is. Maybe.
Con sonar noisemaker bearing 00.
Oh, there's something else up here. It's the Alpha. So there might be a Mark 48 chasing or switching between the ones it's going to chase. Maybe I'll send this Torpedo 1 to go and investigate the Sierra. And I say investigate. Scouting using a torpedo. If this Sierra is running away from me, he's not going to detect me, but I will pick up. Is something just picked me up on sonar? Is it this November? No. Is it this Alpha? No. So that makes me think it's this this contact here. Sierra is a quiet boat, and that torpedo just appeared.
Con sonar noisemaker bearing 358.
So that makes me think there's something in this vicinity, which I think I already guessed. I don't want to necessarily waste a torpedo in this area because these two targets are getting hunted, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make this torpedo active because it's going to increase the speed and just let it run out in that direction, I think. We'll keep the wire guided because if we spook it, if we spook Sierra 13, it might reveal itself and then we can go the torpedo 1 to it. But right now, two targets almost directly north of me, and I don't think either of them can determine where I am, and I think they're getting chased by something. Yeah, this moss has actually been very useful. It's
Con
really
sonar noisemaker bearing 356.
really helped me out, but this Sierra 9, the
Con
Alpha,
sonar noisemaker bearing 358.
the Alpha up here. Okay. So it's actually a Sierra 4. It's Sierra 4 that's close to Sierra 3. That's very interesting. Alright, well, there's a lot going on still. See if I can run accelerate time. I'm going to risk it. There's nothing that's directly threatening me right now, so what could possibly go wrong, right?
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 9, last bearing 338. Contact
Okay.
faded.
Something fired. And it might be firing at this torpedo 1 that's approaching. These things appear to have gone into a holding pattern. I'm guessing the Moss has finally given up the Ghost. It got a decent range on it though. What's that? 16,000 yards, give or take. So right now, if there's a torpedo heading toward...
Sonar regained contact
Okay.
on Sierra 1-3 bearing 040.
I'm guessing we spooked it, which is good. I'm going to have to get a bit of speed up though, I think. Let's see if we can determine where this is. 17% solution's not great. 14 now. He's running, which I don't necessarily blame him. I might just divert torpedo 1 to this vicinity here. Yeah, everyone's running away.
Con sonar noisemaker bearing
Weird.
348.
So he's got to be south of these torpedoes, I think, but he's possibly going to... I mean, he's running the risk of getting close to these torpedoes here. And it would be very ironic if he's killed by his own torpedo, but hey, a kill is a kill. He's moving it. 34 knots. 22,000 yards estimated range. That's a distance away. Alright, well, let's let this thing play out a little bit, so back in just a jiffy.
Con sonar noisemaker bearing 344.
Right as I hit pause, this Sierra 13 dropped a noisemaker, and we know it's somewhere in this area here, so it was the right course of action to keep the thing wire guided.
Con sonar noisemaker bearing 036.
There we go, it's right there. I'm gonna feel bad.
Con sonar lost
Hey,
contact.
Sierra 3.
Last bearing 342. Contact breaking up.
I think it had been
Come left 2,
avoiding.
325. Helm
What's this? Oh, there's another submarine out there. Okay. What the heck is that? It's an
Con
Alpha.
sonar lost contact. Sierra 4. Last bearing 350. Contact faded. Con sonar noisemaker
Alright,
bearing
we
033.
missed the Sierra here, so let's switch to that view. Is he on the surface? Oh, okay, well, I mean, I'm not going to argue, but alright. This Alpha's out here as well somewhere, so there was a pair of them. Couldn't detect the Alpha. And it looks like it's fooled my torpedo, so crack it.
Fire control, weapon
Crack it
acquired.
round. There you go.
Con sonar
Thought you could escape me, did
noisemaker
you?
bearing 031.
Well, actually, you're not taking a bad effort of it, but I really want to get another torpedo out to engage this Alpha, but he is steaming
Con
away.
sonar torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water.
Oh,
Bearing
that's not good.
020.
Where the heck is that? Why can't I detect it?
Make turns for 30 knots. Maneuvering eye.
Where is it?
Con helm.
Oh, there it
steady
is.
course.
Okay, that's bad. That's very bad.
Con fire control, we've lost the wire.
That's
Con
really
fire
bad.
control, we've lost the wire.
There it is. Okay, that's coming at me. Think.
Con sonar noisemaker bearing 034.
Alright, so options right now are to basically dodge this thing. What the heck fired it then? I got a torpedo off of the Alpha, which is nice, because I may not get another chance for a while. That torpedo may not be directly threatening to the Alpha, but it's threatening enough.
Con, knuckle
Meanwhile,
formed.
I'm going to see if I can dodge or keep dodging this. Yes, I can. This torpedo, and maybe lead it astray.
Con, knuckle formed.
Maybe. I'm not convinced I'll be able to. It's a bit of a distance away from me. It's coming quickly though. I wonder if it's a modern... I think it is. It picked me up from quite a distance. Okay, and I also got to start thinking about heading northwest to try and catch the bad guys that are... They haven't fired me yet, but this is...
Maneuvering, making turns for 3-0.
Con, knuckle formed.
This is their chance to engage me at range, because if they start lobbing torpedoes to my general vicinity...
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 0, 3.
Con, knuckle formed.
There's not so much I can do about it. See, so... Sierra's still tackling that Mark 48. This Alpha, I don't know where he is right now, but he will be... he's somewhere over here. He'll be tackling the Mark 48 potentially at some point soon. And I think I really need to start heading northwest. I don't want to head away from the engagement too much. This makes life difficult. Let's use the ballast trick there.
Passing 700 feet.
I call it a trick, but I don't think it really is. My knuckle disorientates the torpedo.
Con, knuckle formed.
I can pass over or underneath it and potentially lead it back to the bad guys. It's a very nice trick if you can pull it off.
Con sonar, noise.
Con, knuckle formed.
But it does take nerves, let's just say.
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
Yeah, see right there, I didn't manage to
knuckle formed.
pull that off. Yep, it's not going for the knuckle, probably because it's wrong aspect ratio for it. Alright, let's try that again.
Con, knuckle formed.
Okay, that worked. I'll turn back towards it. And maybe drop a noisemaker, because I think I'm too far
Con
away.
sonar, lost contact. Sierra.
Con, knuckle formed.
Don't think that's going to help me. I think it's going to... Yeah,
Passing 500 feet.
that's to start to cavitate.
Con sonar, we are cavitating.
Another knuckle. Okay, now let's see if I can turn away. I don't think cavitation makes a difference to how well these things can detect you, but I may be wrong there. Might be about to find out.
Con, knuckle formed.
Knuckle. Didn't work. Yes, it
Passing
did.
400 feet.
Good. I'm gonna get the depth down again. So this is the point when
Passing 400 feet.
gotta be. This is the most dangerous part of this maneuver, because when you're diving so quickly,
Passing 500.
Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
your knuckles are completely ineffective because you're changing your depth and it's able to track you. Although it actually did it there.
Con, knuckle formed.
So okay.
Passing 600 feet.
Away from it. Another knuckle.
Con, knuckle formed.
Using my ballast to get my depth down to 700 feet. Now I may be heading towards the Alpha. Oh, there was another torpedo.
Con
Just
sonar, torpedo in the water.
Ow.
Torpedo in the water. Bearing 283.
That air launched. Yeah, this is what the Russians can do. They can air launch torpedoes at you, and that's very nasty because it's a
Con,
very
knuckle formed.
effective standoff weapon. I can't
Passing 700 feet.
easily defend against it. Well, I can. I have to dodge,
Con, knuckle formed.
and they're at such a range that I'm not able to counterfire
Passing
effectively.
700 feet.
Very easily avoid them.
Con, knuckle formed.
He's heading right at me. That was
Con,
this is
knuckle formed.
the most dangerous part of the engagement, is if the torpedo gets on you, and I know that seems obvious.
Con, knuckle formed.
That's as obvious as saying your car keys are always the last place you look for them, because you stop looking when you find them. But yeah, oh, it's not good. Come on, knuckle.
Con,
Knuckle.
knuckle formed.
There we go. Okay.
Con, knuckle formed.
One little nice feature about the air-launched torpedo, or the rocket-assisted torpedo, whatever you want to call them, is that
Con, knuckle formed.
they're a light torpedo. They don't always destroy you. Even in a skipjack, they usually do. And they have a shorter range. They're a physically smaller weapon. So that is useful.
Con, knuckle formed.
Depth down again. Drop a noisemaker, I think, and
Passing 600 feet.
away.
Con, knuckle formed.
Right on my tail.
Passing
See
700
if that
feet.
threw him off. Yes, it did. And actually, I'm dropping too deep. So depth, depth, depth.
Con, knuckle formed.
Still diving. See if that knuckle threw him off. It didn't. So
Con, knuckle formed.
that one did. Okay.
Con, knuckle formed.
Okay.
Passing 700 feet.
Alright, here comes my depth. It's now reducing nicely, which I really needed to do, and I'm very happy with that. But
Con, knuckle formed.
gotta basically pause these things from changing their depth so much, because
Con, knuckle formed.
something got a very good return on me there.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 075.
Passing 600 feet.
Not good. Okay.
Con, knuckle formed.
This is not comfortable feeling to know that these things are very, very close behind me. Even though I've done this so many times, I'm kind of starting to get used to it. But wow, if it's just
Con, knuckle formed.
right underneath
Con
me.
sonar, noisemaker bearing 0.
Passing 500 feet.
Con sonar, we are cavitating.
Yeah, that's I know. I'm not comfortable with this. Poop sticks.
Con, knuckle formed.
Come on. Okay. I'm in a knife fight in a phone box in a submarine with 2 torpedoes.
Con, knuckle formed.
Let's get my depth down to 700 feet again. See if we can drop another noisemaker. That might help at least get them to home in on that. But I gotta
Passing
get out of here.
500 feet.
Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
Passing 600 feet.
Alright, it's picked me
Con
up.
sonar,
Not
Passing 700
really
feet.
surprised.
Con, knuckle formed.
Okay, we're getting a little too deep now, David. Come on. Here we go.
Con, knuckle formed. Con, knuckle formed.
Keep my depth as it is right now, just for
Con
a little
sonar,
longer.
lost contact.
Con, knuckle formed.
Hey, I got something. I got the Alpha, Sierra 14. Look at that. That's a nice result.
Con, knuckle formed.
Let's get myself to 700 feet, but I'm not going to worry too much about using the whole ballast trick right now, because it's a lot to keep track
Con,
of.
knuckle formed.
And I only get a few seconds in the skipjack before I've got to dive
Passing
again.
700 feet.
Diving is just dangerous.
Con, knuckle formed. Con, knuckle formed.
Okay. Uncomfortable feeling again as they both circle around and attack me again.
Con, knuckle formed.
Are they above me right now? Is that why they're picking me up? They weren't really. Okay. And of course, when they separate like that, that's really bad, because it's very hard to keep them
Con,
both off
knuckle
your
formed.
tail. Knuckle's going to help to a point, but I got to point my tail at this guy and then give him a knuckle right in the
Con,
face.
knuckle formed.
And that, yeah, it looked like he'd already gotten off my tail, but he's really close. He's 250 yards. Okay, that must have been the airborne torpedo,
Con,
and
knuckle formed.
oh, okay. try and get some situational awareness going on. Beautiful. Okay. That is nice to see, but I've got to head northwest. So
Con, knuckle formed.
I've sanitized the area apart from the northwest. Those guys are the troublesome guys that sit at the back of class. Then these three here, and they may have more airborne torpedoes. Hey, great. Okay, so let's go ahead and head
Come
this
right
direction.
315. Helm
I'm gonna
aye.
keep myself at flank speed. No, I've dropped to 20 knots, I think.
Make turns for
Oh,
2,
okay.
0 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Right, I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording for a little bit. I don't think I'm out of the woods yet. I'm pretty sure that they're still going to be firing at
Con
me.
maneuvering. Making turns for 2, 0 knots.
I think what I want to do is just get a little closer. I think they're trying to flank me. There's one right ahead of me. Small torpedoes active. Where are the others? Oh, that's not good.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Okay, one's still ahead of me. Yeah, the fact that they turned off their
Back
active
emergency.
sonar is
Maneuvering aye.
bad news. They think they're sneaking on me. Oh, hello.
Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Is this thing
Con
circling?
maneuvering. Making turns for 5
That must
knots.
be in it. They must be airborne torpedoes. They weren't entirely sure where it was, so they just dropped one in the vicinity. 5,000 yards and about 6,500, 7,000 yards away. Okay. Ooh. Alright. I really am going to pause it now, for reals, and I'll be back in a jiffy. Okay, well that was interesting. I changed my
Passing
depth,
600 feet.
and this Alpha is coming right at me, and he's right in front of me. So, he's fired.
Come right 2.
I've got to get out of the way here, but I'm going to go ahead and just make this torpedo active and crack it on to 15
Make
knots.
turns for 1,
Oh
5
gosh.
knots.
Okay.
Maneuvering aye.
This isn't quite what I expected
Con,
to
fire control, weapon
come
acquired.
across, but okay.
Con maneuvering. Making turns for 1, 5 knots.
Con, fire control, we've lost the wire.
Alright, that's interesting. That's very
Con
interesting.
sonar. Noisemaker bearing. Con sonar. Torpedo
He
in the
got
water.
really
Torpedo
close.
In the water.
Dang
bearing.
it.
2, 5, 9.
It's awkward.
Con sonar lost contact. Con
Alright,
helm.
so
Steady course.
firewall the throttle. Got the speed up to, or we'll get the speed up to 30 knots. This torpedo is right behind
Con,
me.
knuckle formed.
At least I can knuckle right now, which is good, and try and get the heck out of the way. Let's go ahead and turn away from the Moss. Launch the Moss heading north-northwest.
0 feet. Dive
So
high.
we'll go ahead and turn away from it. It puts everything in my baffles, but I've got 2 torpedoes out. The one's
Con
active.
sonar regained contact on Sierra 5. Bearing 2, 4, 5.
And one will be active very soon. So
Con sonar lost contact.
Hey,
Sierra
at
5.
that.
Last bearing 2, 4, 5.
Okay.
Contact breaking up.
Con, knuckle formed.
I think actually I want to maybe turn more south. Let's take care of this Alpha. There's still another submarine out there, which is, I think, a Victor 2. Okay, it's now tracking. I don't really want to get too close to it.
Con maneuvering. Making turns for 3, 0
That's
knots.
disappointing. He's tracking, I think, the sinking submarine. Okay, it's unfortunate. It happens though, and it's what happens when you fire things too close. So the Alpha's running. I don't necessarily blame him because he's seen lots
Come
of
left
his
2,
colleagues
3, 5, 1. Helm aye.
eat torpedoes.
Con helm.
Lots.
Steady course.
Lots and lots. So yeah, he does well to run. I think I'd probably do the same. Okay, I wouldn't do the same because I'm hard in a submarine. I'm really not. But let's go ahead and we'll watch this. Might miss. Then it might come back at me. Yeah, I'm going to turn away now. This would be very bad if that happened.
Con
okay.
sonar lost contact. Sierra 9. Last bearing
think
274.
that's-
Contact is in the battle.
Okay, this is my torpedo
Con
about
sonar
to
regained
miss,
contact on Sierra 9. Bearing
and this is what worries me.
274.
Con, knuckle formed.
Come left to 05.
Yeah, I gotta turn away, just in case the this thing
Con
circles
sonar
back.
lost contact. Sierra 9. Last bearing 275. Contact.
Con, helm, steady course.
Con
think it's-
sonar regained contact on Sierra 9. Bearing 275.
I think it is going to hit the submerged Victor 3 or the sunk Victor 3, but I can't guarantee that.
Come left to 352. Helm I.
Okay,
Con,
so
helm, steady course.
we know that the Alpha is on the or close to the surface at 100 feet, and that's an interesting decision by him, but I'm sure he has got his reasons. I was actually thinking about heading up closer towards the surface
Make
to
turns for 10 knots.
jump
Maneuvering
above that thermal layer, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now.
0 feet, dive by.
But I'm going to stick to 10 knots. I want to cover the distance a little bit, and if I have to fire upon this guy, which I do, I really want to be at a depth that's close to him first. So let's go ahead and let this thing run out. I'll be back when I'm in a much better position to fire upon him and hopefully track him. You know,
Con, maneuvering, making turns for 10 knots.
if he's pinging me, he's going to get a good return on his sonar once he turns to face me. So I've got to get something out sooner rather than later. Let's get my depth up to sort of 200 feet. Let's give it full dive planes
Passing
up.
400 feet.
Think.
Passing 300 feet.
Go ahead and
Depth 200 feet, dive by.
do that. It's close enough. Manually control my depth at this point, I think. That'll do. Close enough to 200 feet. Oh, that's
Passing 200 feet.
interesting. And let's get a torpedo out. I don't know if he's how far away he is, but let's go 3,000 yards. I'm actually going to make it manual, I think, as soon as I can. He reckons he's 8,000 yards away.
2-3. Aye, sir.
I really want this thing to be on the way as soon as I can, so that if he turns around, he's going to have a faceful torpedo, and I'm going to keep it quiet. Right, I'm going to go ahead and oh, that's where did that come from? That almost certainly wasn't air launched, so there's a
Come left
contact
to
in this vicinity.
304. Helm I.
Okay, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to try west. This torpedo,
Come left to 270. Helm I.
assuming it's a Victor 2, its range isn't great, but I don't want to take that chance. I think we'll just straighten up here. So, because you see, if this torpedo detects the moss, it's going to put it a lot closer to me, and that's bad because it's going to circle around. So I don't want to get too close to it. I think what I want to do is maybe cancel the wire on torpedo tube 3, like so. Get this thing reloaded and get another torpedo out. Put it into this area, but I've got to get it in front of the moss before it goes live.
Shoot 2-1.
So we'll do
Aye,
that.
sir.
And then the plan is, if it's somewhere between the sunken wreck of Sierra 3 and Sierra 11, then
sonar lost contact. Sierra 9. Last bearing 264. Contact faded.
then we'll hopefully detect it. Meanwhile, that Alpha turned around, and it's got a torpedo coming right at it. So, I can't detect it anymore. I guess I'm going to run ultra
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
quiet. Might help me detect it. Excuse me. Yeah, look at that. There's another torpedo out there. I don't think this guy knows where I am. He was just taking an estimated guess. He got it wrong, but the fact that he's still functional and he hasn't run away completely is interesting, shall we say. Sometimes the Russian submarine commanders just they do a Monty Python-esque run away. I mean, I can't think why. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 busted Russian torpedoes on the
Con
seabed.
sonar regained contact on Sierra
10
9,
round there.
bearing 2, 6, 4.
Did I take out 10? 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there were 14 of them, we think. I mean, they can be up to 15 targets, so I guess I got lucky, maybe. Unless there's more out here. Maybe what I'm about to engage here, hopefully, is not one that we've already identified or recognized. These and more questions will be answered in the fullness of time, so I'm going to go ahead and pause it yet again, and we'll let this thing play out. The reason why I'm pausing so often is I don't really want this to turn into a 3-hour video because, well, one, I've got to process it, and 2, that was something firing at me, and 2, I'm asking a lot of people to watch a 3-hour video.
Come left to 270. Helm I.
I see there's a contact in here. He's pinging me.
Sonar regained contact on Sierra 4, bearing 3, 3, 6.
Can't detect me, but he can certainly detect the moss. And I think he's firing upon the moss as well. I can't let this thing go active just yet. It will detect the moss.
Con sonar noisemaker bearing 3, 3, 5.
What I can do is track it more west.
Con, helm, steady course.
But he's right here. So we know where he is. What we don't know is where. Kind of know where the Alpha is too. He's potentially walking into a trap. He's doing 41 knots, but is he moving towards me or away from me? Alright, let's switch to this view. And we'll see how this rolls in. So I don't... The Victor 2 I'm less concerned about because I've got a torpedo tracking towards him. It's actually this. So... But the Alpha, I think he's moving away from me, or from that torpedo specifically, so time for a sip of drink, I think. I'm going to go ahead and make Torpedo 1 live. There's a chance of detecting it.
Con, fire
There we
control,
go.
weapon acquired.
Look at that. Right, let's ping him with the torpedo sonar. This is going to spook him. Yeah, there we go. So he was close to sneaking away, but now, of course, he is... he's kind of caught. This Alpha's legging it. Alpha's very good at doing that. Is that me? Or is that the Alpha? Wait. That's the Victor. That is me and the Victor. Okay. Victor 2 to be more precise. Yep, there we go. Hello, chaps. Not the most exciting of views. But I don't know if this Victor 2 has got any more noisemakers, because why hasn't it dropped one just yet? Is it damaged, I wonder? Doesn't look like it. I mean, not yet. It's about to be.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra
There we
4,
go.
last bearing 3, 1, 9. Contact
There's
breaking up.
another kill. How many is that? It's a lot. Okay, so this Alpha is, yeah, running away. I think we've taken care of our primary target, though. So I'm very happy with that.
Come right to 299. Helm I.
But I think we'll let it run out. I'd like to know where if there's any more, where they are.
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
You know what? Let's go aggressive.
Con sonar, switching to active search.
I think there's only 14 targets. Totally. Okay, so Sierra 9's pinging me back. Well, that's fine. He's running away, so he's no threat.
Con, helm, steady course.
What's that? I think that's Sierra 9 pinging me back. Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Con sonar, switching to passive search.
Okay, I'm gonna let this run out just a little bit longer. But I think we're close to
Con,
having
torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
completely destroyed the enemy flotilla, barrage, I'm not sure what you call them. When this guy turns around, I should probably try and take him out, but right now he's not turning around. He might just be running away, but he's heading towards Scotland, so... And if he's not careful, he's going to beach it, which would be very amusing if that happened. Okay, it wouldn't be when he's up there, but you get my point. You beach a billion ruble value Alpha sub. Okay, here it comes, turning around.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 9, last
Disappear.
bearing 239. Contact faded.
That's what he'll do. He'll turn around and he'll get that little bit closer to me. And then I'll fire upon him, and unless I can guide the torpedo with the wire, he'll be able to just run away.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
All quiet then. I think I'm going to call it for the video. I am pretty certain that we would take on this Alpha and we would defeat it if we had to. But I think right now the closing shot is all these sunken boats
Passing 200 feet.
and the Skipjack just slinking away. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, everyone. This was probably going to be a long video, but enjoyable nevertheless. And let's face it, doesn't like a good old scrap with a Skipjack. Plus, we saved the British task force from getting ambushed by Soviet cruise missiles. So that works for me. Thanks so much, everyone. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.